The time has come to begin at the beginning of the beginning of the beginning of the time, which has come. Yes, 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 yes. It's time for Tardis Wiki Roulette. Hello! Hello! As you can see, I am here, Ryan, your magnificent host, and your magnificent co-host, The Wheel, Alan, is looking magnificent in all of his splendor today. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to join the Discord. I'm seeing some more that I have to put down. Oh my goodness, it's very exciting. I love more. More is always good. I find that more is way better than less. That's my hot take for this evening. Hello everyone. Welcome to Tardis Wiki Roulette, the show where we spin the wheel and catch some feels. We've got a really good selection today, mostly because it's last week's selection, which was also really good. And this is our 24th episode, which is very, very exciting. Blasphemy, I will add blasphemy to the wheel. Any that I don't add, please just remind me as we go along in the stream, because I will then add them. John Robot, adding that real quick. Can we do Eternal Return? No! Okay, fine. I'll put it on the wheel. I'll put it on the wheel. It can be a hazard spin. That's fine. Because I'm nice like that. Did I add Cybergirl? I'm not sure if I added Cybergirl. I added all of those, Xavier, I think. Those and getting deja vu. Very funny, Xavier. Very funny. I am my sides are splitting on the inside. I'm using all of my chi to hold it in right now. Special random. Okay. Yeah, let's go. I think we should do our first spin of our 24th episode spectacular. We're making milestones here, people. All right, let's go. I'll stop stalling now. Alan, you ready to go?
Yeah, baby.
He's always ready to go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love it when it lands on a new one. Like first time in. Alan is always right about these things, I suppose. All right, I'm putting him in. John Robot. John Robot. Yeah, baby. Pornography for legal reasons. This is a joke. It might be a joke, but I am still putting it in the way. Oh dear. For legal reasons, this is a joke. This one's good. I can't wait. I can't wait to find out about John Robot, Esquire. Let me see. There we go. There we go. John Robot is a title based upon conjecture. John Robot was a robot who worked at a banking company's wildly dysfunctional call center. After being handed the phone by the B9 robot, John told a customer in broken English that there was an issue processing their call. And there would be a short wait before attempting to hand the phone to a grey Dalek. Unable to hold the receiver with its manipulator arm, an irate grey Dalek yelled, "Exterminate, exterminate, destroy," and fired gunstick at John. The robot John is a character from Planeta Blur, a 1962 Soviet science fiction film. The character is referred to as actively John Robot and not simply the John Robot in the behind-the-scenes featurette for Ad. By Canberra Daleks and robots jointly with the short's premiere. The documentary also revealed that unlike the pre-existing Dalek and B9 robot props, the John Robot costume was a replica built especially for the production by Studio Kite, who also provided several original robot designs. Also, unlike the Daleks and B9, the John Robot's appearance does not seem to have been actively authorized by his original creators, perhaps under the controversial assumption that pre-1973 Soviet films are still public domain in the Western world, as was the case before 1973. Oh no! So it's legally spotty too? It's a bit of hot water that they've got themselves into there. Code. Which page is relatively safe for work? Oh, what do you mean, the pornography one? Well, I don't know whether we're going to find out or not. You've still got time to make it safe for work, I suppose. Maybe. Unless it lands on it next, in which case... Woo, which reuse special effects heavy footage. Led to the creation of two distinct localized versions of Planeta Burr in the 1960s, both spearheaded by Roger Corman, which reused special effects heavy footage while splicing in new scenes with English-speaking actors. As such, John also appeared in both of these productions. Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet and Voyage to the Planet of Prehistoric Women. In all versions of the film, John is seemingly destroyed at the climax of the adventure, last being seen deactivated and sinking into lava. The featurette also included a close-up of an in-universe prop which was not visible in the final cut, a whiteboard being given a partial list of the call center's employees. There he was listed as John. The comical scoreboard reported that he had received 7 calls, resolving 3 while failing to help the customers in the remaining 4 cases. His numbers were written as simplistic tally marks rather than proper number, matching its less articulate speech. That's good. How are we engaging the near blood libel of Haitians? Also, speaking of blood libel, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. That one skipped me by, I guess. Several robots at that scoreboard have fatalities. Have a look. I think it's a bit weird that the Dalek only has 2 fatalities. But Cyber Babe apparently has 10, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, good spot, Aristide. Good stuff. Alright, I think we should spin the wheel again. Definitely think that we should spin the wheel again. Where is it? I've got a bit of a sore throat, by the way, so this stream might be a little bit on the shorter side, and also I'm struggling. But I'll try and do my best to give you a good show today. Alright, ready to spin the wheel? Yeah! Ooh! Valentine's Day, unproduced novel. My goodness. This is exciting. There we go. Alright, let's see what this one is. See where this unproduced novel takes us. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It isn't Mad Larry. Well, this one's going to be spicy. Valentine's Day was a proposed BBC 8th Doctor Adventures novel by Lawrence Miles that would have continued the fractured biodata plotline that began in Interference. After Justin Richards became editor of the range, Miles tried adapting it to work as a conclusion to the 8th Doctor's Earth arc that began in The Burning, but the rights with the Daleks fell through, so the proposal was never officially submitted. Instead, the arc was concluded by Escape Velocity. In 2000 and 2001, Lawrence Miles said that he regarded Valentine's Day as without question the strongest plotline I've ever come up with, and the best thing I've ever done in Doctor Who that would have said everything I've ever wanted to say in a Doctor Who novel. He suggested that he could turn it into a Doctor Who magazine comic. The Doctor realizes that due to the damage done to his timeline and Interference, if he were to regenerate again, he would become something so completely horrible that even Faction Paradox weren't ready for the consequence. Oh. Oh god, that's really funny. That's really good. Okay. I need a minute. I think this is the quickest KO I've ever had. Can always rely on Lawrence Miles, man. Alright, let's keep going with this. To avoid the risk of regeneration, he goes into self-imposed exile. However, with the Doctor gone, the balance of the universe is disturbed, and the Daleks arrive as the major power the Time Lords have always feared. This prompts the Doctor to come out of his exile to train a replacement under the combined guidance of the Time Lords, Faction Paradox, and anyone else who wanted to be involved. Oh God. Okay, I need a second, guys. I need a second. Like going red. Right, I'm gonna put those two on the wheel. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god. What a fucking start to this episode. Oh god. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna finish this article because this is amazing. Their training ground is Earth's 21st century, beginning on 14th of February 2000 and ending exactly 100 years later. Miles' plan for Valentine's Day to begin an arc that would end in a life or death struggle between the Doctor and his replacement. He would later reuse some elements from this pitch, such as the Doctor's conflict with a potential successor in Adventures Henrietta Street, his later proposal Free Free Free. The Doctor would have featured the Daleks, following on rumours that the Doctor and the BBC books might attain usage of the Daleks, as Big Finish had already received these rights. Miles called Gary Russell and offered to synchronise with Big Finish's Dalek Empire. Lance Parkin's proposal, Enemy of the Daleks, would have also explored the Daleks' involvement in the war in heaven. Oh god, guys, this is so funny. Thank you. Thank you. This is like one of the best pages we've ever had, honestly. Honestly, like, it was really good. Really good. Okay, I'm gonna spin the wheel again now, but I don't think it's gonna land on something better than that. I admire your optimism, Alan, but I'm not sure. This might be quite good. We'll see. We'll see. I believe ya. Thousands wouldn't. We'll see. Alright. The Doctor's Guide to 2012 is a metafictional short story printed in DWA 249. The story is presented as an in-universe, month-by-month rundown from the 11th Doctor of events from the reader's perspective on upcoming year. In January, Earth is set to be invaded by tiny horses from outer space. So tiny, in fact, that nobody other than the Doctor would notice them. The creatures return home happy after the Doctor gave them some tiny sugar lumps. The usually rubbish month of February would be absolutely brilliant because, for reasons scientists cannot explain, the entire month smells faintly of blackcurrant, except in Doncaster where everything goes a lovely shade of Which is that in the Doctor is some... Oh, you're talking about Valentine's Day? We can do that for a second. Which is that in the Doctor's self-imposed exile in a place where nothing happens sections, Miles was going to have had him investigate a country called Sutek, which turned out not to be Sutek related. to his disappointment. Oh! Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, it's not like there's a history of War in Heaven stuff being ripped off by the show, so I think that we can disregard that very safely, actually. What if Russell's whole career is just going to Lawrence Miles and being like, heh 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 heh? What if the whole thing's just a giant meme? That would explain a lot. It would explain Empire of Death. Empire of Death would make a lot more sense to me if that was the case. I can tell you for what. I'll tell you for why. Alright, let's read through this one. In March, a meteor in the exact shape of Dermot O'Leary's face comes dangerously close to Earth. It burns up in the atmosphere until it is no bigger than a pea that looks just like Davina McCall. April turns out to be the most uneventful month in recorded history until a talking dog predicts the end of the world in May. What's a talking dog? What is that? It doesn't... a talking dog I can understand. But a talking dog? That sounds like madness. Absolute madness. May would instead turn out to be a normal month apart from the talking dogs, which are suddenly everywhere. I think that's a typo. His Sutek Twitter thread is iconic. I have not seen the Sutek Twitter thread. Sure, it is iconic. 11th of June saw a huge Dalek invasion fleet land at the CERN nuclear laboratory in Switzerland before the Doctor turned up to give them what for. The scientists there accidentally create a black hole, swallows up all the Daleks as well as half of France. Told you so, says a passing dog. The fuck is this trash? July is when the Olympics takes place with lots of people doing runny, jumpy, throwy things despite not even being chased by monsters. That's kind of funny. It would at least turn out to be good practice for escaping an outbreak of man-eating toasters at the end of the month. The big fashion craze in August is clothes made out of fish after Lady Gaga accidentally spills a tuna sandwich all down her front. Otherwise, bow ties are still cool, just like in every other year. This is making my soul cringe. You know what I mean? This is peak and you do well not to insult peak fiction again. Fuck you. Fuck you. No, it isn't. Don't try to gaslight me. In October, a whole week goes missing thanks to a timey-wimey catastrophe involving the Silence and an angry badger. This is just British schoolboy meme humor from like the early 2010s. This isn't funny. I was one of the fucking kids. You weren't there, man. You weren't there. This last week is later found in North Wales, where the one man who lived through it described it as rainy. The Doctor warns readers not to go swimming in November unless they want to get eaten by great big alien sea monsters who have come to Earth for a relaxing holiday, and humans just happen to look exactly like their favorite Marmite flavored chewing gum. The fuck is this Captain Underpants shit, man? Jesus Christ. In December, the Doctor wishes the reader a Merry Christmas and remarks how easy to get the years mixed up you are a Time Lord, before talking about how earlier that day he wrote a guide to 2012 only to realise he'd only written the whole thing about 2013 instead. LOL! I feel like what this is you know, you have Douglas Adams, and you have the way that Douglas Adams wrote his Douglas Adams-iness, like his Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, like his City of Death, like a third thing. Well, this is like if you had a human centipede that was like 5,000 authors long, and this was right at the end of it. Okay? And then you took what that person had produced, right? Then you eat it, okay? That's the feeling that I get reading this. Let's spin the wheel again. I feel like I've had a really good night clubbing, And now the pills, the come down is hitting me hard. That's how I feel right now. God, 2013 was a hell of a time. Why are you talking about the human centipede? Why am I not talking about the human centipede? That's the real question, Moosey. Because they made me read the most cringe thing I've ever read in my fucking life. And that was after, like, almost dying from laughter at the previous one, which was about Lawrence Miles. I do not appreciate being reminded of the human centipede. I don't appreciate being reminded of this. So as far as I'm concerned, like, the karma has been rebalanced now. It's DWA. It's DOA. Right, let's check out another one, shall we? Right, let's check out another one. Tardis Wiki, Roulette. Oh no! Where's the wheel gone? The overlay was naked for a second. Mutually assured cringe. Yeah. Oh dear. Alright, let's go. Take a look at this one. I'll be back in 1 second, actually. 1 second. Okie dokie. That last part was non-canon, but something. Right. Let's spin the wheel again. Or maybe not. Maybe I won't. Or maybe I will. You know what I mean? Maybe I won't. I will. Ah, unkindness. The thing you will do to me every Tuesday. Let's go. Unkindness. What's this one gonna be? I wonder. The unkindnesses were the true forms of creatures who, in normal time, appeared as ravens, who roosted around Tower Hill and the Tower of London. Unlike all other living things, the ravens of the Tower of London lived through the endlessly looped 11 days of 1752, which became the Faction Paradox's 11-day empire. There, in the abnormal state of reality, their true monstrous forms as large talking entities were revealed, and the faction sometimes called upon their prophetic abilities. Within the 11-day empire, although they crowded around Tower Hill, the unkindness primarily resided in the wilderness of lost time, at the edge of the 11-day empire. They had the inherent ability to look into the future by picking through dead flesh. Members of Faction Paradox would offer the unkindness carrion in return for prophecies, such as Godfather Morlock. Morlock had an interest in the unkindness, whom he studied. He believed that they ate their dead. Audio, the 11-day empire. Once creatures of the vortex, the unkindness settled on many different worlds in the wake of the dark times, including Urt. Whilst the Beast of the Hours was rumoured to exist as well, it was said in one account that the Ravens of the Tower of London were the only living things in the Empire besides the faction. Only the elders of the faction understood why the Ravens were exempt from the rules of time. According to one Faction Paradox legend, the unkindness were drops of Grandfather Paradox's blood from the Act of Severance. Prose, the Book of the War, Tom McCoo. Anastasia Romanov once offered the unkindness the corpse of a Siberian firebird in return for a prophecy. While searching for exotic meals to whet the appetite, Tom McCoo did the blasphemous deed of killing an unkindness, tearing off its wings and eating it. The faction punished him for this, imprisoning him in Cyclone Tracy. Oof. On the day that Lolita and the 79th Sontaran Assault Corps invaded the Empire, Justine McManus came to the unkindness with a dead dodo. They predicted the destruction of the Empire and Justine's escape. All the unkindnesses flew away shortly before Lolita consumed the Empire. The word unkindness is the collective noun for a group of ravens. The illustration of unkindness. Is it? I thought it was murder. Did they change it? Political correctness gone mad. Am I right? The illustration of unkindness from the Book of the War was reused in the background of the title pages for one of the Mad Norwegian Press Faction Paradox. The 2 issues of Image Comics is Faction Paradox. That's crows? Oh no! Oh no! Are you sure it's not the woke mind virus, guys? Are you sure it's not just that? Okay, are you sure it's not the Mandela effect? Because I tell you what, it fucking can't be. I was not wrong about something, okay? That is not a thing that happens, okay? Yeah, no, makes sense. It was just a murder of crows, an unkindness of ravens, an outrage of Faction Paradox writers. Bureaucracy of Time Lords. All right, let's spin the wheel again. Do that. Probably a good idea. That was really cool. That's a really cool creature. The wheel thinks it was pretty cool too. Ooh. Bye. Let's see what this one is. Oxygen pill. I assume it's a pill that gives you oxygen. Have been known to be wrong before. A group of vultures feeding on a corpse is delightfully called awake. That is delightful. Oxygen pills were used by humans in the 2060s. Allow for breathing in space without space. Appearance, the Batman. In January 2065, Dr. Venus reminded Steve Zodiac not to forget his oxygen pills when he ventured from Fireball XL5 out into space in order to investigate an adrift space freighter. In March 2065, Steve Venus and Professor Matic were all left stranded in space with a limited supply of oxygen pills. Space Station M5 launched an emergency rescue ship in an attempt to save them, but did not arrive before Venus collapsed. However, all 3 would survive the experience without a lasting injury. Oxygen pills originated from the Super Marionation series. Oh, like marionettes? Is that what that means? I'm gonna guess that's what it means and move on. Series Fireball XL5 as a way to avoid getting the puppets in and out of spacesuits all the time. Dalek creation, Spirit Terry Nation suggested the idea to Jerry Anderson during a visit to the AP Film Studios. Oxygen pills would make very little sense. Blood oxygen, I guess, wouldn't keep you alive very long. Shockingly enough, Jerry Anderson series, not very scientifically accurate. Did you know that people don't actually have mind powers as well? So like the Thunderbirds is right out as well. Yes, that is true. If you are a fan of my YouTube channel, you can breathe in space without oxygen. Don't try it out though, because I need your view counts. Right, let's see. What was that one it landed on? Oxygen pills. Oh, we'd already landed on that one. Oh shit. Well, I guess it's time to spin the wheel again. Damn. Campaign, unreleased novel. Hang on, what? It's disappointing to me that Faction Paradox went with the enemy China angle rather than the China another aspect of... What? What? China itself a very bureaucratic culture and would offer different ways to look at underlying conflict. There's some material about the enemy appropriating yellow peril or scary Russians imagery because they like inhabit in the cultural space of the scary other. They don't necessarily have an interest in the real China, of course. Oh, okay. Okay, now I get what you're saying. Yeah. That's just a weird trait of like a lot of fiction, genre fiction, the 90s and early 2000s, where like it was like we're gonna comment on xenophobia and xenophobic stereotypes by doing the xenophobic stereotypes. Like ironically, that was a big thing back then, and you know we've aged out of it. I hope as a society. Nowadays the enemy would be American. Oh dear. Good luck with that. Then it would win. The first, if America found out that Gallifrey was real, then they would fucking steal a TARDIS and send a nuke up, like without even thinking. And British too. So like, who's the good guy country in like that scenario then? I would like to know. Only if they have... Lucy, you've seen what Gallifrey looks like. They definitely have oil. There's no way. There's no way they don't have oil, Lucy. Enemy would be African. Jesus. Jesus. There isn't one. Neither the great houses or the enemy are good. And the faction is neutral at best. Then, like, why should I care? Why should I give a fuck about that, then? They may have space oil that doesn't work on Earth. Who knows? I mean, it's still oil. I mean, if it's oil, then it's going to work on Earth. Anyway, let's go. Space oil! You can tell it's space oil, because it's green. Illusion! 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 Anti-gravity football. As opposed to a real anti-gravity football. I love those. I remember kicking those around when I was a kid. Don't you remember your anti-gravity footballs? Weren't they the best? Oh, man. And it sucks that Bill Clinton had them all destroyed. Those were good times. Fighting's peak. Anyway. You should care about the individual humans stuck in this massive war ripping their worlds apart. That's the idea. A time war is a realistic amoral conflict that's intended by the faction paradox. The human scale amidst the careless titans. Oh, that actually sounds pretty cool. Into that. This isn't Doctor, is it? I think it is. Starship UK invading Starship Iraq for space oil. Space oil is region locked. Imagine, okay. So imagine humanity finally finds a way to get like a spaceship that's manned to the edge of the solar system, okay? Through all of the different advancements and achievements and innovations we would have to get there, okay? Imagine we do all of that, okay? We fly out to the edge of the solar system, okay? We finally get there. We finally get right onto the edge of it, okay? And then we hit a wall. There's a sign on the wall that says vacant lot. Anyway, I'm going to read about the illusion anti-gravity football now. Just a bit of whimsical cosmic horror for you. you know. The illusion, and that's free real estate. The illusion anti-gravity football was a yellow and black football used by Dr. Doctor in an attempt to pretend to be the intergalactic keepy-uppy champion. Dr. Doctor was practicing his keepy-uppies in the No! 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 Not doing it. Fuck you. You don't have enough XP to pass. You have not completed the tutorial yet. Are you sure you wish to proceed? What if you get there and it says, "Do you want? Are you happy with your character creation choices?" And one of the astronauts just decides to give all humans wings. Do you have a problem with the football? No. I mean, yeah, countless human rights violations. But other than that, no, not really. I just think that that's the Doctor Doctor parodies just aren't that funny to me. The question is, when are you guys going to have me watch all of the skits on Discord? Do I have The wiki slave is rebelling. I think it's time for Plan B. I appreciate the honesty there, so no, the astronaut gives humanity the ability to change sex on the fly. Based. Okay, let's spin the wheel again. Tina the cleaner. Scared. I'm scared because you're excited about it, and that means it's some fucked up shit. Or it's just a cleaner name. It is just a cleaner name, Tina. Okay. Okay, good. Good. I was expecting Tina the Cleaner is the name of an astronomical entity that is a key member of the faction Paradox War in Heaven. I was expecting that shit. There was an announcement like a week or two. For what? Oh, the Devil's Hour? I don't know what the devil... Oh, is that the Stephen Moffat thing? Because if it is, I really need to watch that. Tina, also nicknamed Tina the Cleaner, was a resident of the Power State, neighbor to the Tyler family, and a friend to Jackie Tyler in her adult life. In her youth, Tina lived downstairs from the Tylers. Oh shit. She owned a Play-Doh mop-top hair shop. A Play-Doh mop-top hair shop playset, which Rose Tyler was jealous of and stamped her foot in a fit. Rose Tyler likens a childhood interaction with Tina to Robert Greene's Rampage in 21st century London. It's great, very much a thriller though. I love a good thriller. I love to be thrilled. By Christmas 2006, she was a cleaner and had a lodger who was a medical student. Jackie Tyler borrowed a stethoscope from her, mentioning all this when using it on the newly regenerated 10th Doctor. In 2007, as Jackie was about to enter the Wash Inn, Tina was leaving DM Ash. She called to Jackie, and Jackie told her that she could see her later at the spinning wheel for a pub quiz. The spinning wheel! I love it. You love to see it. You love to see it. Let's look up the spinning wheel. The spinning wheel was a pub located in southeast London. It's Tina's world, we're just living in it. True! True! That is very true. And on the day that Tina dies, all of us will just cease to exist. So, you know, better make sure to keep the NHS running. That's all I'm saying. Fuck you behind the scenes section. Oh no! it's time for the section again. Pieces of Panda, where we look at a piece of the article for Panda, because the Panda article is too fucking big. So we're going to do Pieces of Panda. But first I'm going to look at this. When first mentioned in the 2005 Doctor Who magazine comic story, A Groat's Worth of Wit, while Tina was subsequently referenced on television by Jackie Tyler in The Christmas Invasion, due to the episode's premiere being just over a month later, prior mention in Groatsworth was probably a subtle and planned tease for the television episode, instead of the television series referencing the expanded media in its own right. Nah, Russell reads all the comics, all of them. The woman who Jackie talked to outside the power state in the 2006 episode Love and Monsters was not identified as Tina, but rather the connection was established in Doctor Who the Encyclopedia. It is currently unknown if this connection was retroactive or was revealing something intended during production, but ultimately never added to the final cut. Release the Tina cut, Russell! Perfection. Let's go to Panda. We're looking at Panda now. All right. Which thing are we doing for Panda? Do meeting Iris and facing the future Iris. Okay. I will do meeting Iris. How about that? Panda once said that he didn't know how long he'd been travelling with Iris, as he stated that with all the flicking about they did, backwards, forwards and diagonally through the alternate paradigms, claiming it was well nigh impossible to pin down anything at all. He elaborated, there were many times where they were deliberately relieved, erased and changed events that they previously had done. He also preferred others to take care of continuity and chronology, with himself preferring to live and run about. According to several accounts in which the Beryl Reid and Katie Manning irises were indistinct, Panda spent many of his later years living with Iris's ex-companion Tom in the late 1990s and the early 2000s. During this time he contemplated writing his memoirs, but was unable to due to his paws jamming the keys. Oh dear! How's that? How is that? Is that better? Okay. Now I'm going to continue reading the article. In the mid-2000s, Iris reunited with Tom, and after she left again, Tom felt guilty about the novels he wrote about her. So, taking Panda with him, he set off to his publisher, Media Sil. Oh dear. Alright, I'll do it properly this time, okay? I'll do it properly this time. I'm sorry. I was just having a little joke and things got out of hand. Okay. We'll do it properly this time. There you go. Mida refused, getting increasingly heated with Tom. Tom and Panda attempted to flee, but were captured by Meow, who was working for Mida. Panda first met the Katie Manning Iris. Alright, fine. I'll put the wheel back. There. Panda first met the Katie Manning Iris, although he knew who she was, when she arrived in her bus, being controlled by them. It was after Iris's memories, stored inside a memory crystal. Alright, fine. What can I say? I like to bring joy. It was after Iris's memory, stored inside a memory crystal. The head almost succeeded in taking the memory crystal from Tom. Panda grabbed it, throwing it down hard onto the ground, shattering it, allowing Iris to save the day and getting her memories back. However, Panda later recollected that he had thought Iris was just a fictional creation of Tom's. Adventures with Iris and Tom. No, we didn't say that one. We'll do facing the future Iris though, because It's important that you understand that the head is a literal disembodied head on a stick from another dimension. Am I a goblin by any chance? Why would you ask that? I'm not a goblin. No. Why would you ask that? Why would you ask? Explain it to me. Explain it to me like I'm 5. I like to dine on coincidence. What does that mean? What does dining on coincidence mean? It fills you up and eats you up, and hence, I don't get that. You create chaos in order to fit. That is true. Yeah, I would say that's an accurate description of me. Yes. Those are the lyrics to the Goblin song, Brian. What's the Goblin song from? Oh, well, I mean, alright. Oh, don't you know that the Doctor Who goblins are anti-Semitic and not okay? Why? No, they're not. Get that 2016 ass joke out of here. No, it's from a little thing called Doctor Who. You might have heard of it. I might have heard of it. I also might not have. Najawin, you're gonna hate the video that I'm fucking putting out tomorrow. You're gonna fucking hate it. That's especially funny that you said that to the Jew in the room. Bold of you to assume there's only one Jew in the room. There could be many, standing on either side of me. Doctor Who? Oi, and you're the singer. Now we're arguing over who's Jewisher than who. Najawin on Tumblr too? I did not know that. Is Tumblr still a thing? Is that a thing that people use? I don't know. I was too old for Tumblr when it came out. After getting away from Wayne, they headed to a local bar. However, Wayne followed them and he deceived Iris into swapping minds with him, allowing him to inhabit Iris's body. Despite Iris's now odd behavior, Panda didn't think much of it as he assumed that she'd snapped. Much later, after the omnibus went into lockdown mode, after sensing an intruder, Iris became a celebrity on Troll, taking advantage of a future incarnation's stardom. Panda, who was now the head secretary of Iris's fan club, told this anecdote to a till girl when he was purchasing luxury towels on Iris's behest. Afterwards, Panda visited Wayne in the Troll Central Institute, and he profusely claimed that he was Iris, but this failed to convince Panda. Iris arrives and guilted Panda into not believing Wayne, but as they had explained before, Wayne's claims about a sexual planet, Kragoom, turned out to be the truth. Kragoom! Although a complicated series of mind swapping, Iris piloted the omnibus to Kragoom, and she attempted to sacrifice herself to stop the Randy planet. Wait, so the planet is sexual. It's not like Razor. It's just a really horny planet. Hey, very serious and thought-provoking stories. I agree. But Wayne tampered the mind-swapping device so that his mind would be swapped with Kragoom. Wayne, now a planet, left Troll to explore the universe, leaving Kragoom trapped in Wayne's body. On Troll, as Iris and Panda began to relax, the Monstrum Time Destroyer caught up with them, causing them to flee once more. The planet, to put it bluntly, fucks other planets. It's good. What do you think a planet would be horny for? Of course it would be horny for other planets. He asked her to take him to Earth to get a pork pie. I bet he did. But we was instead involved in a murder investigation and was, with Iris, captured by her future self and sent to a pleasure prison. Panda was immersed in a virtual reality in which he had a biographer slash personal assistant called Amanda, but he kept hearing Iris's voice and caused her future self's plan to fail. Panda and Iris went to a darts competition and met the Whovians, meaning that he had only 3 species in his book of terrifying monsters to see. He later had a TV jingle stuck in his head and came under the spell of Lift. Under Iris's direction, Panda worked as an art critic in Paris 1922, giving poor reviews to artistic geniuses such as Salvador Dali. His reviews were causing these great artists to give up on art and leave Paris, thereby changing history, which the 7th Doctor chastised him for. He caught the Doctor and Ace breaking into the bus, but confessed that he had misgivings about Iris's intentions and told the Doctor about them. He helped the Doctor to get the artists back to Paris, only to discover that Iris's purpose for ousting them in the first place was to protect them from Dora Muse, who wanted to consume the serotonin from their brains. After trying unsuccessfully to feast on Panda's brain, Dora transferred her mind into his body. He recovered after falling into the Seine, expelling Dora's consciousness. The moon was born from Earth fucking its boy toy, you know? I did know that. I did know that. What of the small matter of orbits? A small matter. You said it yourself. It's a trifle. Okay. Spin the wheel again. The asteroid that killed the dinosaurs too. That was a regretful one-night stand, I'll have you know. Let's go. Speaking of which, look at this one. Oh dear. Lindy Pepperbean was a resident of Fine Time where she worked as a data processor. She spent her time using her bubble so much that she couldn't walk without its guidance. Lindy once invited 1 or more people to join the Bubble-tastic community on Fine Time, during which the 15th Doctor attempted to contact her, warning her of monsters, but she blocked him both times he attempted to contact her during this, apologizing to those she was inviting, saying she didn't know who that rude man was, and continuing her invitation. She later continued to dismiss the 15th Doctor's warnings about the danger she and her fellow residents were in, blocking him from contacting her. Ruby Sunday later contacted her and convinced her of the danger she was in, showing her that a man-trap was eating one of her colleagues. She then followed the Doctor's instructions to get to a conduit from the this is just a recap of... Okay. Let's check out this. Lindy's mother, Penny Pepperbean, was one of several individuals the Doctor and Ruby had encountered throughout their travels who appeared identical to 21st century millionaire and philanthropist Susan Triad, who herself had been having dreams in which she was these individuals. When the 15th Doctor finally met Triad, he asked her about whether she had been having dreams about, among other things, a girl called Lindy. There's a new bit? Oh, alright. Where's the new bit? She wouldn't come with them to a safe planet as her ingrained racism meant that she refused to be in physical proximity with someone from a different race to her. She left aboard a boat to face the outside world with fellow survivors. One individual may have gotten on the boat with her, but by another telling they didn't. Game, dodge the man traps. Is Unitarianism a Christian thing? I think it is, yeah. Lindy's mother, Penny Pepperbean. Yeah, I read all this bit. So, like, Lindy was also depicted in the game Try Out Life in a Bubble, which simply depicted her in Fine Time without expanding upon it in any way. Oh, there we go. How exciting. Alright, let's look again. Cyber girl. I'm just a cyber girl in the cyber world. So let's look this one up. Best Doctor Who villain. I'm gonna do 2 more today because I'm starting to feel it a little bit. Yeah, this has been a fun episode. Let's look it up. This is one of the 2. My God, I'm sorry. It's traditionally the super secular, liberal, semi-Protestant church in the US. Oh, okay. The Cyber Girl, or Cyber Babe, was one of the operators at the dysfunctional call. Oh my God! Functional call center of a firm who employed only robots. She was a silver-colored humanoid being with horn-like conical protrusions, darkened eye sockets, and round yellow eyes which blinked on and off with no clear pattern. She was working at her computer, at any rate, flailing vaguely in front of her monitor, while an altercation broke out between the Grey Dalek John Robot and the B9. The Cyber Girl was one of 7 original robot designs supplied to the production of the robot set by Studio Cut. The behind-the-scenes featurette posted on Facebook by Canberra Daleks and Robots identified the performer as simply Vanessa, apparently a young actress on a work vacation in Australia. The actress was not seen out of costume, except for her arms slung over a screen and a brief shot focused on the Cyber Girl costume itself before she put it on. Alright, behind the scenes. Alright. The actress was not seen. The same featurette, which... So, like, we have no idea who played this thing? That's pretty interesting. The same featurette, which featured copious behind-the-scenes footage of the character on set, including a cut sequence of physical comedy with her struggling to hold her phone receiver correctly, identified her as the Cyber Girl in captions. Despite the presence of Daleks in the short, there is no evidence that the name was intended in reference to the Cybermen. Curiously, the unedited footage seen in the featurette depicted the Cyber Girl with small red eye lenses instead of larger yellow ones. This suggests that the yellow light seen in the broadcast version may have been a CGI touch-up. The featurette also included a close-up of an in-universe prop which was not visible in the final cut, a whiteboard giving a partial list of the call center's employees. There she was listed instead as Cyber Babe. The comical scoreboard reported that she had received 69 calls, resolving 13 while failing to help the callers in the remaining 56 cases and racking up 10 fatalities in the process. This notably put her ahead of one of the 2 Daleks included on the list, who had only scored 2 kills in the time frame covered by the scoreboard, with the other Dalek having none. This ad is just insane. They created 8 new props and licensed characters from both Doctor Who and Lost in Space, built a set from nothing, all for a 30-second ad for an Australian bank. I miss when ads used to do stuff like that. I wish ads used to like just, you know, when ads used to like have like these really, really complex, like they were little movies, basically, like back in the day. Nowadays, it's just, hey, here's a celebrity that you like, and by the end of this ad, you're not going to like them anymore. A lot of them are that now. Also, this was the company that made its first ever project, and since then worked with Wes Anderson and still exists to this day. Good for them, man. That's fucking awesome. Also, it aired 2 weeks before... Wow! All the good stuff was in this chat, apparently. Thank you for that, Aristide. Back in which day? I'm from the 90s, dude. I'm old. Sobs in Aubrey Plaza milk industry propaganda advert. Hey, you remember, you can go, what's their name? Who's Mystique again? Who's that? Who's the new Mystique? That lady. I can't remember what is it Jennifer? Jessica? Something like that, I'm sure. It was, you could go wine tasting with her. I'm from later. Jennifer Lawrence. There was an ad I saw and it was you can go wine tasting with Jennifer Lawrence. All of these things. They're fucking crazy. You're from later in the 90s? Okay, cool. Then you know what I'm talking about. You know stuff like the old Guinness ads or like the Jack Frost ads? Or even something as simple as those old like coffee ads that had Anthony Head and that lady in it, and the whole thing was like, oh, aren't they gonna like fuck? Even that had like way more effort put into it than modern ads most of the time. Every now and again you get something good, but it's rare nowadays. I feel like for a while it was like every ad was kind of trying to be Adult Swim, and now they're all just burnt out. Cameo exists, low effort as fuck. They were very creative, yeah. Especially the alcohol ads, because like alcohol, there's loads of restrictions on it in terms of what you can and can't depict in an ad. So like alcohol advertising people had to get like creative. It led to some really, really good ads. I don't know what the Aubrey Plaza one is, but it sounds pretty bad, and it doesn't surprise me. What's next? What our last one is? The final spin for today. Hopefully it's a good one. Ooh. Let's take a look at what this one is. Okay. Time to find out. Decent, yeah, this page. Okay, cool. The Doctor was an individual aboard the Voyager. After Brad Boimer, as it like the Doctor is in... Hang on. After Brad Boimer and Beckett Mariner found themselves in the Doctor's universe, River Song asked them where the Doctor was, leading Boimer to respond that the Doctor used to be aboard Voyager, but he was unsure where he was now. Upon being told that the Doctor... That's what I thought it was. Yeah, I thought that that was what it was going to be. Likely where they'd been when they were transported to this universe. Boimer remarked that he hoped they wouldn't miss any opera performances, leading River to explain that they were talking about different people. The Doctor is a character from Star Trek played by Robert Picardo, who starred alongside 7th Doctor actor Sylvester McCoy in the 2017 play A Joke. Later, the two Doctors poked fun at having both played the Doctor on Twitter. In the Star Trek novel, Blind Man's Buff, the Doctor meets Soletta, who recalls having once met a man called the Doctor, a very odd person who wore a long brown coat and a blue suit. Fire. Basically, she was doing the mock infomercial for a new plant milk made from trees. It ends with her finding out it's edible, spitting out. Basically going, yeah, cow milk. Which is clearly communicating non-dairy milks are bad products that shouldn't be drunk. Well, as a almond milk enjoyer, that's some bullshit. I'm surprised the company weren't sued over it. Yeah, I'm surprised too. Right. We done? Oh my god, we're done. Shit. Okay. Well, fuck. I would have taken you for an almond milk enjoyer. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being a soy milk drinker either. That's fine too. Oat milk is really good. Oat milk is fire, actually. I have the right personality. Well, what's an oat milk? What's an almond milk person? Honestly, it's because I mean my wife don't like cow's milk, and like I was like whatever, and it's fucking delicious, so I don't really see the difference. Oat is amazing. It is amazing. Yeah, oat is amazing. I've not tried pea milk. I might try that. Nostalgia is fat. All right, we'll read Najawin's manifesto, and then I'll call it a day. Nostalgia is fascist as we track the progress of Russell T Davis's career and his underlying neoliberal sympathies. Trading on nostalgia, we see how all neoliberalism inevitably tends towards fascism. I don't agree. I think neoliberalism enables fascism because neoliberalism will like enable capital necessarily. I don't necessarily mean that means that neoliberalism is fascism. It's just that fascism is the end point of the neoliberal ideology. It definitely doesn't mean... It was a shitpost shaking my head. I know, but you got me thinking about it. Fuck you. And the advert forgets that milk isn't exclusively dairy. Even historically, coconut milk has been sold and accepted for decades. I am the libbiest lib to ever live. Fair. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's perfect. Alright, I'm gonna head off now. But I love you all. And I will see you later. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Alan says goodbye too. Let's see what he lands on, even though I'm going to ignore the spin. Jackie Tyler! We already looked at that one. I'll keep it on. Good night, you fills.